Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. So remember how I talked about the whole birthday book haul part 2? Well, the rest of the packages have come in and I've been putting off filming this because I got this lovely cold thing going last week and had no voice. So I figured I would now film it. So I'm going to start with books that were birthday presents that came late. And that first one is The Magnolia Sword by Sherry Thomas, A Ballad of Mulan. So China, 848 AD, a warrior in disguise. So my understanding is that this is the legend of Mulan set in time, like more towards the true story of Mulan, you know what I mean? Not the Disney version or anything, but more to what is the typical Chinese lore of Mulan. It says the Magnolia Sword is perfect for fans of Renee Ahdieh, Marie Lu, and Kristen Cashore, a thrilling, romantic, and sharp-edged novel that lives up to its beloved heroine. I know some of the reviews said, like, this Mulan would eat Disney Mulan for breakfast. So, really pretty cover. And then it naked, just got a black cover with this, like, gorgeous purple. Isn't that so pretty? I'm in love with it. So, there's that one. That was from my cousin Natalie. Same with The Girl King by Mimi Yu. Apparently Natalie only gets me person of color books. So, sisters Lu and Min are the princesses of the Empire of the First Flame. Lu will be the dynasty's first female ruler, while Min will lead a quiet life in Lu's shadow until their father names a new heir, their male cousin, Set. Determined to reclaim her birthright, Lu goes in search of allies, leaving Min to face the volatile court alone. Lu soon crosses paths with Nokai, the lone, unlikely survivor of a clan of nomadic wolf shifters. Nook never learned to shift or to trust the empire that killed his family, but working with Lu might be the only way to unlock his true power. As Lu and Nook form a tenuous alliance, Min's own power awakens, a forbidden magic that could secure Set's reign or allow her to claim the throne herself. But there can only be one emperor, and each sister's greatest enemy could very well be the other. So, I'm really intrigued. And this, like, green blue color is my all-time favorite color. So.
I didn't even read the synopsis, so that when I bought it, that sounds really good.
Natalie's like, I didn't even read the synopsis, and that sounds really good. So, it's kind of funny. The next chunk of books are from my friend Rhiannon. A Colorree for short. So, first thing is she texted me. She's like, Nick, one of the books I got you at the bookstore is on your book list, but I can't remove it from your wish list. So can you remove it for me? And that's the only gift you're going to know. And that is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This is about, we got a blue cover and gold on the edge. This is about a woman that runs an apothecary that makes poisons for individuals that poison their that abuse their wives. So the women go to her, get these poisons. Fun thing I didn't know was back in, I want to say like the 1200s or the 1300s. Like, this is a ways back. There was a woman that did this exact same thing. She ran an apothecary and sold poisons to women that were abused. The poison that she's best known for is aqua tofana. You should look it up. Fun fact. And I just love this cover. It has some of my favorite flowers on it. Everybody I've heard about talk about it on BookTube has fallen in love with it. So, The Lost Apothecary. And it's a lot shorter than I thought it was. Like, I haven't seen it in person. I've only seen it on BookTube. And it's a lot skinnier than I expected. So there's that. The next one I got from Ree was The Damned by Renee Ahdieh, which she didn't realize was part of a series. And I don't know what this is about, but I don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want it to ruin the first book. So, excuse me, the first book is on my wish list, and I will get it at some point when I remember. But it is a signed copy that she did find, which I find interesting. But the cover is beautiful. The whole skull and flowers, like, it's a whole aesthetic. And the last thing she bought me is actually a book I read in my undergrad that she didn't realize I read in my undergrad. But it's a book that I've wanted to reread, now being an adult. And it is The Wisdom of Whores, Bureaucrats, Brothels, and the Business of AIDS by Elizabeth Pisani. So, another fun fact about me, if I did not become a science teacher, my dream was to become an epidemiologist or an immunologist, someone that studied disease. So, Elizabeth Pisani worked for UN AIDS, the World Health Organization, the World Bank, and all kinds of other governments, basically for HIV tracking, to understand HIV and AIDS and how it's gotten to be such a problem that it is. So she goes all out. I loved this book in my undergrad, and I can't wait to read it again. My undergrad class, it was this like special freshman year experience was what it was. Entry year experience was what it was called. And everyone had to take one, and there was, like the history of sports or just something random. And I took HIV AIDS, and it covered the biology, the sociology, the politics, the everything about, like, it looked at it as a whole, not like this is the political aspect, this is the societal aspect, this is the biological aspect. It looked at it as from every corner, and it was one of the best classes I took my entire college career. So, really excited about reading this. Next, I have a book that was sent to me by Tashi, who is part of this Discord Reading Sprints channel that I'm in. And it's Captive of Wolves by Ava Chase. I don't know how this got on my wish list because I don't remember anything about this book. But the cover is absolutely stunning, and Tashi said that's the reason why she bought it for me. 4 years, the monsters who killed my family have held me in a cage, brutalized and half-starved, only to keep me alive so they could steal my blood. Until one evening, when 4 eerily gorgeous men break me out of my prison, they give me a soft bed and delicious food. They say they'll protect me, but the generosity may come at a price. My rescuers are monsters like my captors, fae who shift into wolves. A curse gripping the fairy realm turns them wild under the full moon. Only my blood can cure their rage. These fearsome men need me, and not just to lift the curse. A tragedy left them outcasts, and offering me to their rulers could win them back the home and power they lost. So literally this woman was kidnapped and then re-kidnapped. Okay, but we'll read it. We're never gonna discredit a book. We'll give it an equal chance. But thank you, Tashi, for that. I really appreciate it. Then I have to reach. They kind of got a little out of distance. The last 7 books are all books that were bought with gift cards that I received. I'll start with Amazon gift cards, and then I'll go Barnes & Noble gift cards. So, which this gift card came from Stephen and Mateo, which thank you, Stephen and Mr. Potato. First one is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I solely bought this because my husband's favorite anime is One Piece, and I saw Pirate King and I thought of Luffy, and so I just had to get it. But then on the back it says, definitely for fans of Pirates of the Caribbean, fierce heroines, slow burning romance, and adventures that can turn sour in the space of a gasp. Not for fans of complacent heroines, soothing plots, and those who don't speak sarcasm. I'm fluent in sarcasm, so that totally works. There will be plenty of time for me to beat him soundly once I've gotten what I've came for. Sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient map, the key of a legendary treasure trove, 17-year-old pirate captain Alosa deliberately allows herself to be captured by her enemies, giving her the perfect opportunity to search their ship. More than a match for the ruthless pirate crew, Alosa has only one thing standing between her and the map: her captor, the unexpectedly clever and unfairly attractive first mate Raiden. But not to worry, for Alosa has a few tricks up her sleeve, and no lone pirate can stop the Daughter of the Pirate King. So, super excited. I can't wait. So, yeah. Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. And then next, I stole this book off from my friend Bree, her wish list, and it's Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Part Wonder Woman, part Viking, and all heart. And I was sold. Because, like, descend from that area of the world. So, I can't wait. Raised to be a warrior, 17-year-old Ellen fights alongside her Asuka clansmen in an ancient rivalry against the Reiki clan. Her life is brutal but simple. Fight and survive. Until the day she sees the impossible on the battlefield. Her brother fighting the enemy. The brother she watched die 5 years ago. Faced with her brother's betrayal, she must survive the winter in the mountains with the Reiki, in a village where every neighbor is an enemy, every battle scar possibly one she delivered. But when the Reiki village is raided by a ruthless clan settling in the valley, Ellen is even more desperate to get back to her beloved family. Okay. That's interesting. So, it sounds like totally just sounds like a set of the Viking show. So, I'm in. I can't wait. Lastly, well, of the gifts from Stephen and Mateo, we have Chemistry by Jody Lam. And this is a Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling. But from Claude Frollo's perspective, you don't want to read this book. I'm warning you. This is not a heartwarming boy meets girl high school romance. I wish it were. God, do I ever? No. If you read this, you're going to be angry with me, mostly. You'll probably yell at me. If you're the type of person that yells at books, you'll tell me I'm not to be so stupid, but I won't listen. I'll be exactly as stupid as I need to be to destroy everything I love, because that's who I am. A walking, talking tragedy. That's who I've always been. But if you're determined to read on despite my warning, I may as well introduce myself. My name is Claude Frollo. I'm 19 going on 90. And this is my story. It isn't pretty, but it's honest. And it's the only one I have left to tell. So, Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling, told by the villain's perspective, which the Hunchback of Notre Dame is my all-time favorite Disney movie, but also like my favorite classical piece of literature that I have never read. I just like the idea of it. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll read The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So, I officially now own the only 2 Hunchback of Notre Dame retellings that there are. So, there should be more. I'm just saying. Any writers out there listening, I will gladly buy them. You just write them. So, the last stack is from Barnes & Noble gift cards that I got from my Grammy and my Aunt Ray Ann and my Uncle Andy. So, first, we have Fire by Kristen Cashore, because I have Graceling, and then I got given Bitter Blue, but you can't really read a series without the second book. So, there's that. And then another book that we bought, the second book, because I had the first book and I got given the third book, is Sabaa Tahir's Torch in the Night, which, this is the second book in the Graceling realm where you're having a grace is like having a special ability. Our main character, her grace is being able to kill people extremely effectively. I don't know what this one is about, but I don't want to spoil what how Graceling goes, because I haven't finished it. I bought it like 4 years ago and I have never finished it. So, maybe eventually there's a Graceling along going with Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction is doing it, but so isn't Leanne from what's her YouTube? I can't remember her YouTube channel, but we love Leanne. I know on Instagram she's Novel Menagerie. Literary Diversions. It'd take me a second, but she's doing a Graceling along, so I'll probably read it when they read it. This one is honestly like Hunger Games meets I don't know what else to think of it like, but there's different, society is divided up into different classes, and there's this very overbearing government that treats its people poorly. It gives me Divergent and Hunger Game vibes. So that's the Ember and the Ashes series. The next book I bought solely because it was on a buy one get one 50% off table at Barnes & Noble, and I wanted one of the books on the table, so I grabbed this one so I'd get 50% off. And it's All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. And the cover is really captivating, and I absolutely love all the colors in the cover. So, as a as princess of the island kingdom Vizidia, at some point I will figure that out. Amora Montara has spent her entire life training to be the High Animancer, the Master of Souls. The rest of the realm can choose their magic, but for Amora, it's never been the choice. To secure her place as heir to the throne, she must prove her mastery of the monarchy's dangerous soul magic. So, that's that. I haven't read it, and the more and more it sits on my shelf, the more and more I want to read it. And so the book that I have already started, and that made me pick up the other 50% off book, is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I've already started it for whatever a thon. Tamsin Muir's Gideon the Ninth unveils a solar system of swordplay, cutthroat politics, and lesbian necromancers. Her characters leap off the page as skillfully animated as necromantic skeletons. The result is a heart-pounding epic science fantasy, which we all know sci-fi is not my cup of tea. And it never has been. I don't like sci-fi movies. I have read only one sci-fi book, and that went over as well as a fart in a spacesuit. So, but with that being said, this much that I have read of this book, if it keeps up the way that it's been for this first, 187 pages, it will be a 5-star. And it will be probably the only science fiction book I enjoy. And I am very anxiously waiting to get the second book in this series. So, that is the last of my birthday haul, including the books that I got at my actual party, which I counted because my son asked me. 29 books for my 30th birthday. And everyone is, have you finished them yet? Because apparently that's going to be like an ongoing joke for God only knows how long. But happy Pride to everyone. And until next time, remember, you are loved and you are valid.